A balanced literacy approach incorporates various reading and writing strategies across the curriculum to enhance communication, comprehension, and expression skills. The theme for our balanced literacy approach is a farm theme. So you can take a deeper look into our approach.
Hello everyone, my name is Alana Suratan and I am Lisa Williams, and we are today presenting on the Balanced Literacy Program. Our focus would be phonics, spelling, and vocabulary. For our phonics aspect, we have our cup game, where we can focus on word families. We have each letter on a cup that's going to be arranged to make letters. We have single letters, we have blends and diagrams. So for example, we can use H and have pig. We have hen and pig. Now these words that we have here are relating to animals on a farm, as farmers are on feed, and this is some words that we can use. They can also be used for other aspects such as spelling as well. Our second aspect for phonics, we have a whole chart. This helps in making words.
This also helps to making words. We have words related to farm. We have ben, pen. We also have hen, the numeral 10, men, and pen. You can use this in your classroom to help your children in this area. This you can work with them in groups.
So this is a farm collage I created with my students.
Aspect of our assignment, we have 3 strategies here that we can use in helping children to spell correctly. Our first, we have a crossword puzzle based on words on the farm, where teachers can give the clues and children can look at 2 across, 1 down, and they can help to spell, putting in the correct letters.
We also have the word puzzle here, and we have some words related to the topic farm here. We have hen, H-E-N, cow, C-O-W, and we have farm at the end.
Animals? I love them. Today we're going to learn about farm animals. It got dark again. I'll use my flashlight to find them. I can see a silhouette over there. Which animal could that be?
Hello, so there is a bingo game I created with my children where they will listen to the different farm songs and correspond with the picture.
And auditory skills. So we play the video and we look at the word cow. And here we can find some syllables.
Yes, teacher. So based on the video that we just looked at on farmer, we have words related to the topic farm. Now you can use these simple activities in your classroom. We can have like cow, the word cow here, and how many syllables the word cow has. You can allow the children to put in the numbers over here. You see we have numbers 1 to 4. We have another word related to farm, which is tractor. How many syllables in tractor? You allow the children to clap and they look over here and they see 2. They put 2. Then we have animal. You as a teacher now will ask class, how many syllables in the word animal? Now we go over here. We look at the numbers. How many syllables in animals?
Here is
3.
a banana dip I made with my students.
Then we can have our last word here, farmer. Same thing, you ask them, class, how many syllables in farmer? And they will give you the answer, which is 2. So these are ways in which we can help our children in the language arts area, the classroom, for the subject vocabulary. Here is our activity displaying.
Alright, so for our vocabulary aspect, we're focusing on words and meaning. Here we have some words that we can find on the farm, tractor, hen, farm, and we have...
So here's an example of a farm diorama that the children would have created.
So we have it like this today. But the way it has it's correct here, tractor, hen, and farm. And here we have the meaning of the words so that they can match it correctly. It's a good way to learn words and meanings while learning new words. Okay? So in conclusion, we can have different types of activities catering for all of our learners, such as those who learn by touching, those who learn by seeing and listening. So teach phonics, spelling, and vocabulary.
Yes, so these are some great ways teachers can, make their classroom, their language arts classroom more fruitful to help them in those aspects of language arts. These are hands-on activities, and we also play the game for our different learners. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our reading workshop. Now today I will be letting you know what reading is, as well as I will be outlining activities and strategies for guided reading, shared reading, independent reading, and the read aloud sessions. After which my colleague will then show you activities, or from activities that I may have explained, my colleague will show you materials that can be used to enhance reading in your classroom. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now you may ask yourself, what is reading? Reading is the process of looking at and understanding written words or texts. Now another question you might ask yourself, what is guided reading? Now listen to me carefully. Now, guided reading is a teaching approach where a teacher works with a small group of students to help them improve their reading. So that is the class teacher having a small group of students working with them to improve their reading. Now, what are some activities we can do to engage learners in guided reading? Now the teacher shows the pupils pictures in the book this way. Pupils will start to visualize the story by looking at the images. Now here is an example. This will be the book my colleague will be explaining to you and showing you how you can do guided reading on the farm. If you look, you can see that this book has lots of visual images. That way, the readers will be encouraged to read the story. Another activity you can do is, after reading, the teacher creates flashcards with words pupils had difficulty identifying in that same story. Here are some flashcards the teacher can use to help the students. Now, this one has farm. You have pig. Well, it will not show clearly on your end because of the way I'm holding it, but these are just some simple examples of how teachers can create activities to enhance the guided reading process in their classes. Now you may ask yourself, what are some strategies we can use in our classrooms also? Now, use questioning strategies to help pupils think critically among other pupils. When they're done reading, you can ask them questions that you think they should know, or what they think may be the answer. You can also show examples from shared reading to model predicting. Now let's go further. Let's move on to what shared reading is. Now, shared reading is a classroom activity where the teacher and students read a book or text together. Activities that could be done. Now, teacher reads the first sentence and pupils follow the teacher to create a smooth flow or rhythm. Now, another activity can be show pupils pictures of what happens in the story or text. That will boost their energy more to read. And the last one, have pupils create a name for the story. Let's move on to the strategies for shared reading. Now, point at individual words as you read to help pupils follow. Make text connections to self and to world connections.
let's move on. Now we're gonna move on to what independent reading is. And independent stands for itself. Independent means I can do this on my own. So that's basically independent reading. Independent reading is when students read a book or text on their own. Now, activities that can come from independent reading. Pupils can underline or write interesting words or sentences as they read and share after the class, or they can even go home and they can find out the meaning of those words. Now, what are strategies used for independent reading? Now, strategies encourage pupils to stop and think after each paragraph, ensuring they have a clear understanding of the book they are reading. And last but not finally, we have the read aloud. Now, read aloud is also something that you all know about. Now, read aloud is basically reading, or when the class teacher is reading a book loud in the class, right? Now, what are some activities that goes with read aloud? Before class teacher reads a story, he or she can ask the class to predict what might happen from the name and cover of the story. A strategy for the read aloud can be asking open-ended questions, right? Class teacher can pause before turning to a new page and ask pupils to predict what happens next. Now that we're finished, let me tell you what our workshop have done. Now, we all know about the 10-day cycle for the literacy program. This way, we created a 5-day cycle for the reading workshop. On the 5th day, what you can do is assess the students from where you have begun, which will be from the guided reading to the read aloud. My group member will be reading this book and showing you the different types of or outlines of the reading process, as well as sharing this before you read dice with the class. I hope that was a very clear and understandable outline of the reading process.
Yes, this is our big book, and this big book will be used for guided reading or shared reading. We have On the Farm, then our story goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a big sunny farm. There were many animals, and we showed thick pictures which the children could see, and we could interact with them by telling them the story.
Hello educators, I am Trisha Singh, and today we're diving into an exciting world of shared and guided writing. Two powerful tools that can ignite the love for writing in every child. We will explore practical strategies and engaging activities to support the diverse learners, fostering creativity, critical thinking, and effective communication. Shared writing is a collaborative process where the teacher and student co-create a piece of writing together. The teacher acts as a scribe, writing down the main ideas and suggestions of the students. Some of the activities I would like to share with you that involve shared writing are a farm collage and a farm song bingo. With the farm collage activity, you and your children can create one. So the steps are simple. You get pictures of farm-related animals, cut them out, arrange them, and then you proceed to glue them. Then you can design that collage. With the farm collage, the children can help you to write the names of the different animals. Farm collage will introduce new vocabulary words related to farm animals such as pig, donkey, etc. This activity also aids in the needs of the diverse learner. So for the visual learners, a farm collage provides a visual representation of the topic. For the auditory learners, the collage can be used as a starting point of discussion. For the kinesthetic learners, the collage can be used where the learners are using their hands and their body to create that collage. So this is a farm collage I created with my students. Another activity that you and your children can try is the bingo song activity, right? So you and your children can play this game. So the steps are simple. You create the bingo card with the farm animals. You play the song clip and have the students mark the corresponding squares on the card. After playing, then you can assist your students to write the different farm songs that they hear. This activity has many benefits. Firstly, vocabulary development. This game introduces children to new animal names and songs which can expand their vocabulary. So the bingo game caters for the needs of the diverse learner. Firstly, the visual learner. They have pictures that they can look at to make song symbol coordination. They have auditory learners. The auditory learners, they will listen to the songs of the different farm animals. Hello, so there is a bingo game I created with my children where they will listen to the different farm songs.
Guided writing is a small group instructional approach where the teacher provides support and guidance as the students write independently. The teacher works with small groups of students who share similar interests or goals. During the guided writing process, the teacher may provide prompts, feedbacks, and specific instruction to guide students. So the guided writing empowers students to become very confident and skilled writers. Some of the strategies and activities I would like to share to do guided writing are: firstly, a farm snack recipe, and secondly, a farm diorama. So, firstly, the farm snack recipe is an activity you can do with your children. So they bring the ingredients for the specific recipe and they create the snack, and then they can participate in tasting also. And this activity can be used to teach expository writing. So they will write about the steps they took in making that snack. Also caters to the needs of the diverse learner, where the visual appeal of the snack will cater for the visual learners. The auditory, they can discuss how it tastes, the texture and the appearance. And the kinesthetic, they have a hands-on process of making that snack.
Here is a banana dip I made with my students. The other activity is a farm diorama. So you can have your children bring materials to make this diorama. So they will bring materials like box, craft supply, and farm animal. Write 1 or 2 sentences about their farm diorama. And this activity caters to the needs of the diverse learner, because the visual learners, they will see the visual representation of the topic. They'll be able to process information better. For the auditory, this diorama will allow them to share their thoughts and their ideas. And for the kinesthetic, they are involved in creating, using their hands and body to learn. So here's an example of a farm diorama that the children would have created.
Hi everyone, I am Marvina Thomas, and I'll be focusing on independent writing process along with the writing conference. So first of all, what is independent writing? Now, independent writing is where the child or the learner is writing on their own. They put their thoughts in writing. So after they have completed all the reading processes and the guided reading and writing and shared writing, then they will do independent writing. Now, in order to do independent writing, the teacher has to create opportunities and develop strategies to aid in developing independent writing skills. Some of these are use of visuals. So this is a picture, so we're focusing on the farm. So this picture actually asks what farmers do. So there you will stimulate the children's interest and help them to participate. It's through brainstorming. So here now, when they give their responses, these are possible responses that we can get from them, and this is called a word bank. Through this, we can do vocabulary building, we can do words in context, we can do synonyms and antonyms. So it is also integrated in language arts. Also, it can be integrated across in the science. Here, we have questioning as well. You ask various questions, and they can write their thought. So one strategy that can be used through questioning is the KWL strategy, which is what I know, what I want to know, and what I have learned. So the what I have learned can be done at the end of the writing process or the reading process. Here we also have, these are things found on the farm, the cow, the hen, the sheep, and it has here right sentences to say how you benefit from animals on the farm. So these are animals that the children can associate with and relate to that are found on the farm, and they know that we get beef and milk from the cow, eggs from the hen, and we have the sheep here give us fleece, cheese, milk, butter. And then we have here process writing, where you use images again, or you can give different pictures and ask them to sequence it and write about it. So here we talk about happens to the things that we get from the farm. So they're transported, then they're packaged, then they're distributed, and then they're retailed. And it comes to our home and to other places in the community. For instance, here I have a piece of story. It relates to a visit on the farm. So once you can have different types of writing presented to children in different texts or books, they will be able to read independently and also help them to develop vocabulary and write independently. Here I have a scenario, but before I go to the scenario, I have a model. So teachers can engage students in making models or collage. So this model is a representation of a farm, which will engage different learning styles and also foster independent writing. For instance, children who live in the town may not be able to relate to a farm because farms are usually found in rural areas. So if we bring models in classroom, these will help to foster independent writing skills. I have the dice where this can be used to help the children to plan the title, the characters, the setting, and so forth, the different parts of the story before they can engage in writing. And so we also have there is a concept map, which will guide children in the writing process. So we have a day at the farm, same thing on the die, setting, time, plot, which entails all the activities, including the problem and the resolution. Lastly, I want to say that you can engage children in writing conference. So a writing conference is basically where you do one-on-one and you're able to track your students' progress individually. There now you can develop strategies or ways to improve or to build on their strengths and weaknesses. One other aspect is assessment, and that is quite important. In order to know whether our children are improving, we have to do assessment. And some assessments that can be used to check students' progress are either formative or summative. So in formative assessment, we can have students do portfolios where they compile all their writings that they have done for the term. That will help them to gather feedback on their own progress. We can do journal entries where you have them write down their experiences in different situations. We have questioning, we can do quizzes, and then we have our summative where we can do a final test to see how well the children have learned or developed their reading and writing skills. So in a test, you can give scenarios where they can write either a narrative or expository or a lecture writing, or a descriptive piece where you can give a stimulus of a picture and they express their thoughts. and that can be graded. So teachers have to develop these different strategies and utilize them in fostering confident readers and writers so they can develop critical thinking and function well in society. Thank you.